I'm Esther Medina, and this is Una Conversación, a place to have a conversation with the noisemakers, the trailblazers, and game changers all around me. Meet Lorena Lorenzo. This proud Cubana immigrated to Canada in 2009 and has been leaving her mark literally everywhere she goes. She's the queen of cover-ups here in Toronto and stands out as an artist with her intricate and colorful designs. Owner of Indigo Art Tattoos, today we dive into her journey to Canada and the impact her artistry has made on her and so many of her clients. This is Una Conversación con Lorena Lorenzo. Lorena, welcome to Una Conversación. I am so happy you're here. I've had the pleasure of being able to talk to you over the phone a few times before this day, and I remember thinking every time I hung up, I was like, what am I going to do when she's with me? Like, her energy will explode the room. Thank you so much for coming. You are so talented. For our viewers right now, Lorena is an extremely talented and gifted tattoo artist here in the city. She's Cubana. But I think I would love to know, how did your gorgeous, amazing self end up here in the land of the cold? Please tell us how your journey started.
Okay, it's long story short, I didn't want to stay there. I didn't want to live there. I was very, resilient on my decisions. I'm like, no, I want a better future. I want, what all immigrants want, like, the dream.
What part of Cuba are you from?
I'm from Havana, so I was born and raised in Havana.
Wow.
And I was going already to art school. I was already going to art school. I was always associated with artists and surround myself with artists since young age. And initially, my mother thought that I would be a dancer. I'm like, no. So when I was growing up, I was like, no, I want to paint. Like, I want to draw and I want to paint. And this is exactly what happened. Like, I started to go to art schools in Cuba and workshops and surrounding myself with bohemian artists, like with people in the, in the industry. And so I saw an opportunity to leave. I saw an opportunity to study. And that's how I got here, because I was accepted in OCAD, right?
Wow.
And
amazing.
Yeah, and I was very lucky. I only knew this after that the year that they accept me, they only accept 2 other people. And that's it in the entire year, like as a student, like as an international student for the program that I came here for. Yeah. And it blew my mind. So I was like, okay, so I'm one of them. I was excited.
Yeah.
I was excited. So I got here to study. That's how I got to Canada, to study.
The fact that education is what drove your journey here. Who instilled those values in you growing up to want education?
Because, my dad, I belong to a military family. So my dad was a high officer in the military.
Wow.
Back home. And for me and my brother, we were always doing all kinds of activities extra, besides the school. Because, you go to school and you learn, that's fine. Education's good at school. But besides that, we did other things. I did piano, I did dance,
wow.
I did English, I did French, I always keep us busy. Also, I've always been a firecracker, so I'm like, you gotta keep me busy and my mind busy. So then they will say, yeah, she's tired. She's gonna go, once she's go home.
Yeah.
Once she gets home, she's gonna be tired and she's gonna crash. That's what we want. So they keep me really busy, and that really helped me, because I was always interested in the learning. I believe I'm a quick learner. So that really helped me. That really have been something, I would say, a skill.
Yeah.
That you either have it or not, but it actually help you to achieve things. Be interested always in learning new things and educate yourself, have new courses, new this, new that, school, language, all kinds of stuff. Even for my business now, I learned so many things on the go.
Oh my gosh, I can imagine. You're a one-woman show.
It's been very interesting, but also, I don't mind at all. I'd rather learn rather learn it and surround myself with the people that have the experience and have the the skills to teach me.
Yeah.
And I can learn from, and that way, I can elevate myself. I can elevate my business. I can elevate whoever is working along with me. That's the point. That's the whole point, right?
When you started at OCAD, at that time, well, if you don't mind me asking, what exactly was your program?
So the program was for fine arts. So basically, the first year they make you do all kinds of classes. You go from sculpture, mixed media, painting, drawing, live painting, acrylic fundamentals, like all kinds of classes. But then you choose what do you want to focus on. So I was more focused on like the drawing, illustration, and painting. So that's pretty much what I am. Before being a tattoo artist, that's what I am. I am a painter. That's what I am.
Wow. So did you ever commission pieces?
I did. Yeah, I still do. Because since I create the whole concept of Indigo Art Tattoos, I didn't want it to just be Indigo Art Tattoos. It's just for tattoos and that's it. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be more like art studio, like something, I can other things. So even on the website, you see merch, you see art, you see prints, you see, there's some other things that I also sell. I continue selling on the commission, for commission.
Yeah.
And I sold paintings. I've sold paintings for lobbies, for offices, for business, for residents, for houses. I did mural work for restaurants. I did mural work. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a long journey. It's been a long journey. I've done body painting on clubs. I've done on events like Cabana. I've done all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, that's so
But always
dope.
related with the painting. Love
So where would you say that the transition from painting, that love for painting, started to spill over into tattoos? How did that transition happen?
It was not even like that. I keep saying, I'm like, obviously, when you ask a tattoo artist, mostly all the tattoo artists are going to tell you, oh, I was always involved in the industry, or someone told me, or I was friends with a tattoo artist, and then I got into that, and I had no clue about tattooing.
Oh.
Like, I didn't know anything about tattooing. I'm simply a painter and an art student, that became a tattoo artist, out of a coincidence.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go to this gallery. I thought it was just a gallery. And I was supposed to go there to display my paintings. And it ended up being a tattoo studio with a gallery in the front.
Oh, okay.
So when I went there, I met the owner, we acquaintance, we start talking. And he said, do you draw? Because you're our student, you draw. I'm like, yes, I draw, of course. And I show him some stuff. And because I left school, went directly to see him, right, for the paintings.
Oh, yes.
Just to display the paintings and sell the paintings. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then when I got there, he asked me if I ever thought about doing that. And I was like, doing what? I was like, doing what? And he's like, tattooing. I was like, no. I remember saying, no, you got the wrong person. I remember saying,
I can't even imagine
you got the wrong person here. And I went home, and I was living with two girls. I was living with two roommates. And then they say, so they offer you a tattoo apprenticeship, and you say no. I'm like, I used to. They literally told me, you're going to go back tomorrow, and you're going to tell him that you say yes.
Really?
That you are going to take that apprenticeship. I was not sure about the whole situation. I was just literally going with the flow of things.
What were your apprehensions? Why were you so against it at first?
I wouldn't say against it, but I would say doubting, because I knew from the beginning, I was like, this is a very serious business, this is a permanent thing. It's not like a piece of paper that you draw, you can sketch, you can erase it, you can, you can layer it, you can do. This is it's a human canvas. Yeah. You're doing permanent things on people that's gonna last forever. And for the beginning, I knew that this it won't be easy. That's something like that. I'm like, no. And I never knew anything about tattooing, so I was like, oh my God. But I talked to the guy. I said, you know what? I don't promise you anything. But I'm gonna try. And I started to go into the studio twice a week, and then 3 times a week, and then 4, and then 5, and I never left. you know.
Wow, so you fell in love with it.
I did. I realized that it was awesome.
Ah.
I realized that it was awesome, and I said to myself, "Oh my, yeah, I can see myself doing this for a very long time." I really like it.
Oh my God, and really I can tell.
Oh yeah, no,
Did you have these tattoos at that time?
Not at all.
Not even one?
Well, I have one that I got in Cuba when I was 14 on a party. I do not recommend this. For those people who are watching, I do not recommend this. So
where on your body is
so
that
my
one?
first one was behind my ear. It was tiny because I had to hide it from my mother.
Yeah.
I was like, she will kill me, me mata. No.
Oh my God.
And then I call it my official first tattoo. I got it here. I got it when I was doing my apprenticeship, and I got it on my foot, and it hurt like hell.
Oh my God.
And I said to myself, this is something else, but you know what? Okay, and I continue. I have so many tattoos. I'm pretty covered. Yeah, by this point,
it looks beautiful. It looks like art. Like
I try to like combine them. I have like obviously my people that tattoo me.
Yeah.
And I also tattoo myself many times as well.
Oh my God, is that hard?
It is very hard. It is very hard because you need to be focused, and I will say, you can't have mercy with yourself. Like you need to be focused, and you're in pain, but you can't hesitate. You have to keep going.
Oh my God.
So doing that to yourself is a completely different game. It's a completely different thing.
How, as an artist, and maybe you're still growing and changing, but
right.
How far into that apprenticeship or how many years into your tattooing career do you feel like you started to feel confident in your skills?
This is a very good question. Because I know some people that it takes them 5 years. I know some people that it takes them 4 years. It took me 10 months.
Oh, she's confident.
It took me 10 months. After 10 months, amazing. It took me a year. That's it. 10 months. They literally said, "You ready?
Wow.
Let's go."
Wow.
And I was like, okay. So I obviously started tattooing like students, like friends, and people that I knew, and like apprentice rates. You know, that's how you build yourself a little, you know.
Got you.
Then you do your first 40, what we call your first 40. This is very OG. This is a very like old school.
Tell me about that. What's the first 40?
So your first 40 is your first 40 tattoos, your first 40. After that, they say that you don't count no more, and that is very true. You do not count them anymore. I don't know how many tattoos I've done in the last 14 years.
That's
After
crazy.
my 40, 50, I was like, okay, oh, crap. Like I can't, you know, I lost count of this.
And like in 14 years, you must have had so many clients.
So many clients.
I don't expect you to remember everyone, but have you ever been like walking downtown?
Absolutely.
And like you're like, that's my work?
Every week.
Oh, every week.
They recognize me.
For sure.
They always like,
they won't forget you.
No, I honestly, I feel like also as part of the whole tattooing, yes, you definitely are gonna come see the artist because of what he or she can do, because the quality has to be there. But it's also an experience. Yeah. I do not want to offer someone, and this is something very big for me, because I do not want someone to come see me and then don't even remember my name. Wow, or don't even remember like, oh, this random chick like did no. You're gonna come see me. I'm gonna make you feel, you know, it's a whole experience. Yeah. Because also, you know, it's somehow at some level there, I was like, you know, this is an energy that is like flowing. It's like a very like one-on-one experience with the person, very close to the person. You're working on the skin. You're working, you know, you have to coach this person through the whole session, because it's painful. Sometimes it can be painful, and then you have to even tell them like, breathe. Like I see myself sometimes, I'm like, you have to breathe. Like you have to breathe, relax, let go. Yeah, wow. So that is very big. That is very big for me. Like to offer that experience, to have the, you know, that experience. And the clients love it. And they see me on the street. Or sometimes I see someone, actually happened to me, like I was on the subway and the guy didn't saw me. I saw him first, and he was walking. I'm like, I did that. And he had a tattoo on his calf, and I was like, I did that. And then I look at him like, how did you not remember me? And he looked at me like, of course I remember you, Lorena. And then when, you know, we start talking. But I saw him first, and then I'm like, oh my God, I did that tattoo.
How is that feeling for you? Is it rewarding?
It is very rewarding, because you know, you besides the whole thing with the experience, you know, that you offer the client. Obviously, as an artist, you know, you do beautiful work. You try your best, like to do the beautiful work, and then this person literally going home with your baby.
Yeah.
This person, you're like creating something unique for the person. The person is getting it. You're taking tons of photos and videos before this person leaves. Because maybe sometimes you don't see this person ever again, you know.
Wow.
But it's like, okay, bye. Yeah. Okay. Goodbye.
Oh my God, that's beautiful though, and like. Honestly, like, I don't have any tattoos, and I don't have plans to get one.
What are you waiting for? I'm not kidding.
But no, seriously, if I ever got a tattoo, I would want to do it with you because, like, you just make people so comfortable, and, like, I feel like, I said this off camera, I feel like I've known you my whole life. So that's amazing, the atmosphere you provide for your clients, and like I'm sure some of them are like family to you. They probably come back to you multiple times.
Oh my God, it's our date. Like we have, you know, I call it the dates, and sometimes I call it the TNT.
Oh,
like for the last 4 years, I've been joking around and saying to people, "Don't worry, I'm gonna give you some TNT," and they were like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "Tattoo and therapy."
Oh, tattoo and therapy.
Tattoo and therapy, and sometimes the clients will be, especially when they come the first time, you know, they don't know me, or they don't know my character, or they don't know my persona for se. They get really shy, but that only lasts 10 minutes.
Oh.
That only lasts 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, they're like all relaxed, they're chatting, talking about their life, talking about their lovers, talking about their girlfriends, the family, the dogs, everything.
I could imagine.
Yeah, time flies. So time flies. By the time that they realize, I'm like, all right, I'm done. Let's clean it. Let's take some photos. Chow way.
What is the greatest misconception people have about tattoo artists? And you can talk to it from your experience.
Okay. Absolutely. I cannot talk for every tattoo artist is out there because we all have different lives. We all come from different backgrounds. We all have different experiences. I will say sometimes the people have this misconception. It happened to me so many times. They sometimes they even say to me sometimes, I go to some places and they say, "You don't look like a tattoo artist." And I was like, "What is that supposed to be?"
What are you supposed to look like?
What am I supposed to look like?
Oh
like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, and it's weird. It's weird and very interesting that some people is like, "Oh yeah, probably, yeah, tattoo artist. Yeah. She does the drugs. She's a party, la da da."
Oh, wow.
And no, I'm here on business. I'm like,
You're
not at all. Not at all. I'm very focused, and I'm always trying to provide the best experience, the best service. You know, like it pays off for the the experience and the people that tells you the feedback. You know, after the tattoos, how was it? We do follow-ups like with the clients. I'm like, "How you doing? How's your tattoo? How you heal? Everything good?" Yeah. But for the tattoo artists, yes. Don't believe everything. You know, you can't believe everything people tell you, or like watch, I don't know, like a TV show, because sometimes it happens that because there's this stereotype and then they tell you all this stuff. But no, actually I don't mind at all like the Ink Master show or any of those shows, because it has placed tattooing and the art of tattooing in a very trendy, it's just very
in a positive light, you could say.
No, absolutely. Very mainstream, mainstream. And then the something that I was maybe at some point there, like an underground, something very underground, something very, under there, tattoos, or like something that is related with like taboo, then it's no more. This is an art form. It is an art form, and it's been with us for, generations, and many civilizations have, got tattoos done, so.
Yeah, it's very true.
It's very true.
I feel like another layer to that question, you're a female tattoo artist in an industry that is in some ways very male dominated. How has that experience been for you?
I honestly, what I will say, if you're a woman, if you're a girl, and you want to pursue this career, you got to make sure that you have a backbone. If you do not have a backbone, you are not going to survive. You're not going to survive this industry.
Oh, wow.
Because it's a very male-dominated industry. Everybody knows that. I mean, I see myself many times over having like a bunch of boys and myself. a bunch of guys and Lorena.
Oh my god.
But you have to, you work with the boys. Sometimes they get a little, agitated here and there. They, they have their own ways to do things, and I'm like, no, honey, like you can't do this like this. And you give that, I would say, like feminine touch to the whole situation, And it's very interesting. But at the end of the day, I do, and after 14, been to do it for 14 years, I was one of the guys. I was I was considered one of the guys. And if I had to tell you how it is, I will tell you how it is.
Yeah.
I am not going to sugarcoat this to you. I'm not going to, I'm going to tell you how it is. Do not, no, this is a no-no. What are you doing? Sometimes at this point, I feel like I work along guys that I'm like, I love you. You're like that little brother that I love, but I want to kill sometimes. Because the boys are, boys are boys, but but they get along. I get along with them really nice. I know so many people in the industry, guys in the industry that have been tattooing for 20-something plus years and 30 years. People who are already retired from the industry that have been tattooing for a very long time. And they're very nice colleagues. They respect me. At this point in time, I was joking around, actually not long ago, with a friend of mine. I said, well, first they were like, yeah, no, she's too diva, she's too big, like her personality, I don't know, she's, she's something else, and da-da-da. And at this point, now, after 14 years,
yeah,
you better know that I'm here to stay. I'm not going nowhere. And they know that, and the quality is there, the work is there, all the sacrifice, all the hours, all the drawings, all, everything. And I always try to elevate myself a little more and more and more and more. At this point in time, obviously, they do respect me. They do respect me, and I respect them as well. And we have a very, very good relationship. Like, at least many people that have already been in the industry in Toronto for the longest time, they know who I am and I know who they are.
That's amazing. And rightfully so. You've built your reputation.
Absolutely.
On the back of sacrifice and talent and skill. And I as we've built our own relationship, I've done my research. I've seen that, like, you're not afraid of a good interview. You're not afraid of some good publicity. And you had an article in Now Toronto, and it really stood out to me because it talked about a very interesting discussion upon tattooing on darker skin with more melanin in it. And I think that Toronto is so diverse. There's no way that you won't get clients with darker skin. So tell me a little bit about that topic and just that side of the industry.
So initially, well, that was the second time that I was interviewed actually in regards to the whole like melanin, like tattooing black people, tattooing mixed people, tattooing brown people. But obviously because it was the Now magazine, like it was more out, it was out there, because I mean, as you know, it's one of the probably like tops magazines that we have. People read the blog Toronto, the Now magazine, the Narcity, There's like few of them, and I did articles for all of them pretty much.
We love that. Get it, girl.
But this one specifically, I remember because they wanted to come see me. They came to see me at the studio, and I was actually the only artist in the article that was not a black artist. That it was everybody, all the rest of the artists that they interviewed for this article, they're black.
Okay.
So they were like either Caribbean background, African background. So I was the only one that was not black on the black artist in the article. Okay. But they were interested because I was Latina, because I was, I was the representation that they needed for, for someone that maybe, for sure, I'm mixed, so my background is mixed, but I'm not black.
Yeah. Or
brown. So when we were talking about this, she said, do you think that is about like something about like racism, or is it you think that this is why? And what I believe is that there's very little display or like exposure whatsoever, and in general, I would say, of darker skin tattoos, like tattoos on darker skin, tattoos on brown skin, or tattoos on someone who's mixed. And I said to myself, well, I've been doing this for a while now, and it works. Like, sometimes they just don't know what to do, because you need a different technique. You need even a different light to take the photo. Like you need to know exactly what you're doing. Otherwise, it's just the skin just glow. It has very little technical things that you should keep in mind, like at the time of tattooing someone with a darker complexion. So I don't think that there was a lot of representation of that in the media at that point when we did this article.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, let's do it. And they interviewed me, and I told them what I think, and I told them what I do. And oh my God, like after that, my bookings, like it went rock. And I was like, well, I guess it worked. And I was very much out there. So many people, sometimes they even, I remember many times, like come see me and they said, do you think that we can do this? And I'm like, yes. I'm like, are you sure? I'm like, yes. Do you think that we can put some color? Yes. And I'm like, but this, I went to 5 different places and they say no, that this is not possible, which is sad because,
that
you
is
know,
sad.
Come on, like you can do that. Like it's not, I mean, better say I can't do this. Maybe this is not my specialty. Maybe this is not something I'm comfortable doing, but I know an artist that can do this type of work, and then send them on, you know, on their way to someone.
Indigo Art Tattoos.
Yeah, send it to me. Send it to me, I would do it. But that being said, it's been a whole process. It's been a whole process. I already did a few articles in regards to this, but the Now magazine, it was one that it was very much out there. And I'm very happy that they did the interview with me. They interviewed me, and also a representation of the Spanish community.
Yes.
The Latinos. Hey.
I love it. I love it so much. And like I know that this, and I feel very humbled and proud that you are down to do an interview with me. So we're going to add this to your list of interviews that you've done.
Exactly.
Una Conversación, check.
Una Conversación con Esthercita.
Oh, I love when you call me that. You know, Indigo Art Tattoos. What's the meaning behind your business name?
Well, I like blue.
Okay.
So it's my favorite color. And indigo, it's blue.
Yeah.
So I say indigo art, and then tattoos. So I was like, there you go. But a lot of people ask me because they say, is this because of the indigo child? Is this because of, you know, some other deeper, more spiritual meaning about? Because, you know, the indigo childs are like, they are supposed to be, you know, like beings with the special skills, like brought to earth or brought to humanity, you know, to make it better, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, no. Actually, I kind of like that. I kind of like this meaning. I kind of like this meaning, but it's actually because of the blue, you know, because of the color blue. And I love blue. It's my favorite color. So it's like, well, I mean, I don't even know what to say anymore. But blue always called. Oh, blue always called me. Blue always called me. And I like to put blue, lighter blue, darker blue, turquoise blue, like on my pieces and my color, like my colorful pieces. I was like, if you let me, I would do very bright and very colorful. So it's always, I try always to use blue. So I always convince them, like, do this one.
Oh my God, I love that. Where do you see yourself, you know, going with your business? Like, do you see yourself tattooing long term?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think this is something that I think it's gonna stay with me for as long as I probably live, because
really? That's amazing.
even people that I know, actually, people that I know have been retired, they were tattooing for over 40 years, like 30-something years, and they're retired, and they still tattoo. They're retired, but they tattoo. You gotta do. You miss it. You do miss it. As someone that travel, because I travel often, I like my trips, my spontaneous trips. So I travel often, and if I leave, I don't know, if I leave, sometimes I even take my materials with me, like enough for like 5 tattoos or like 6, 7 tattoos, because you never know. Like maybe you are gonna be, I don't know, Colombia, or you're gonna be, I don't know, you're in Europe, and then someone wants to get a tattoo. I even trade services, trade hotels.
That's fun.
It's super fun.
What do you think your favorite kind of tattoos are to do? Is the cover-ups like one of your favorite things?
So the thing with the cover-ups happened because, just briefly, before I jump into that, the thing with the cover-ups, this phenomenon, I call it a phenomenon, with the cover-ups happened because I was, this is like 2014, I believe 2013, no, 2014. 2014, I was one of the top cover artists in Toronto, and I was very young because I was still like on my 20s. And I never thought that would happen, but it happened, and I was the only woman. This is why a lot of people like hashtag me as the cover queen, because I was the only girl along the guys. So this is how it ended happening. And then my cover-up bookings started to just go wild. I do cover-ups pretty much every day.
Wow.
Pretty much every day. And I'm good at it. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I don't know. No, I am damn good at them. Like, I can do a cover-up. I can see it and be like, no, this is not going to work, or this is going to work. And I've done very much challenging projects. Wow. Let me tell you. And I've done them, and they look amazing. So I'm very happy also, because the whole experience also brings so much joy. It's just another level of gratitude also from the client, because you don't know, like, the person, I mean, because I don't only cover like old tattoos, I cover like surgery scars, like cancer survivors, like I do all this work, people from the LGBT community, like the trans, I cover the scars, you know, they want to feel confident, they want to feel beautiful, you know, so you decorate the body, that's what you do find something that they feel happy having, you know, forever on them, and then you decor the body, and they show it with pride, you know. It's a different level of things, and I have people that cry, like, after when I'm done, and I was like, okay, here we go, let's see the the reveal, and then they cry. So many emotions. I'm like, I'm not scared of emotions. And they just laugh, right? Like, I just try to break them out of that. I'm like, oh my God, it looks amazing. And it's very emotional. You have to be very aware of all this, because you are also I'm also working with people that have been through a lot sometimes, you know, and then they get to see me also, like, self-harm scars. Like, I've done all kinds of scars and old tattoos.
Wow. That's so powerful, because I feel like the pro of tattoos being so mainstream due to these television shows, right? Ink Masters and other.
And the Tattoo Nightmares as well. This is about cover-ups as well.
I feel like, you know, the positive thing with it being mainstream is that it teaches you that, like, it's not this, like, weird, scary thing. Like, you can have tattoos and, like, you're not necessarily this kind of person.
Exactly.
But then I also think that the problem with the mainstream coverage we get is that we forget that, like, tattooing is more than just beautiful artwork. It's literally, as you're describing, like, such an intimate thing, especially for people who want to cover scars and, you know, want to feel better about themselves. So thank you for sharing that, and, like, for doing what you do, because you're changing people's lives, and, like, I think that's so powerful with your art.
I have sometimes some moments that I'm like, oh, wow, nice. That's nice, yeah.
I did that.
You know, if I'm like, I can put myself to the shoulder. I even have a client not long ago. I felt so happy for him. This poor guy had these scars from a burn that he burned himself when he was younger, and he has these awful scars on his arm. And he's a handsome guy. A professional, a young professional. He likes the gym. He likes, you know, stay active, and he couldn't. He didn't want to show his arms. He didn't want to show his body. He was just like, you know, it affects your self-esteem, you know, like your mental health as well. And he found me. He came to see me for a tattoo. So we did his session, because it was a big burn. So we did the session in 2, because it was a lot to do. And then after I said, listen, let's do, like, from wrist to elbow first, because it's the most visible, right? Wrist to elbow, and then we do in the second session the other one. To the second appointment, he showed up. I opened the door. He was like, look at me. I was like, I'm wearing a t-shirt. I could have wear it over a day, like years, because he got this burn when he was younger. So I look at him like, good for you. How's that feel? Wow. I was like, how's that feel? He was like, it's so much freedom. Like, nobody even noticed. Nobody knows. Like, I absolutely love it. I'm like, look at me. But he was so excited.
Lorena, that's such a beautiful story. Thank you for sharing that one. Thank you for sharing all of this. I wonder, what is the one thing, your priority, that your clients leave? What do you want to leave them with when they, other than amazing artwork on their skin?
That is numero uno.
What is the one thing you want them to take away from an experience with you?
I want them to, well, first of all, yeah, besides the quality, obviously, because I put everything I got, like on each project, and that's why I only do sometimes, especially if it's a big project, I do like one a day. So I focus completely on this person, and this person has all my attention, right? But besides that, yes, to leave the studio space, knowing that they came to a safe area, like to a safe space, to a safe space that they provide them with comfort. They were comfortable. They could talk to me about anything. I'm very gentle. I try to be very gentle. But in general, if you come see me, yes, I want you to be comfortable. I want you to be 100% sure that you are taken care of and that you're in good hands. And then besides the, the quality of the work, then, I'm pretty awesome. You're going to get a tattoo by me. Come on. Let's do it.
Now everyone knows where to get the tattoos in the city. If you're from Toronto, go to Indigo Art Tattoos.
Yes.
Before I let you go, I have like a fun little game. It's a twist on rapid fire. This time, you are on a desert island.
All right.
And you have some challenges presented to you.
Why the desert island?
Yeah. A meteor hit the earth, and all we have left is this desert island. You're stuck on it. Quickly, in rapid fire fashion, as quick as you can, name me, you're on this desert island. Which 3 celebrities are you bringing with you to tattoo?
Jason Momoa.
I'm
bringing Jason Momoa. I would say maybe numero 2. I don't know. I'm like, I do love this guy, the Evan Peters. I think the Evan Peters.
Yes.
He's
from American Horror Story.
From American Horror Story. I love it. I love the guy. I'm like, I think that I will tattoo this guy.
I don't even think he has any tattoos.
I don't.
You can
I
do
don't
his first
think so.
one.
Exactly. The third, I would say J-Lo.
Oh.
I would say J-Lo.
Wow.
I just wanna, because it's interesting, because I would love to tattoo her, by the way. But also I wanna chat with her. Yeah. I wanna sit there in that session and be like, so what's up, girl? Like, tell me.
Let's go, Jenny from the
it's
block.
Like, what's with this diva thing? How's that going?
How's Ben Affleck?
And exactly. So I'm like, there's so much, so much to talk about. But I'm like, and I feel like she's a good representation. She's a good representation. She's a good iconic. She's an iconic figure in the Spanish and Latino community that made it. Is in there. Yeah. And still has a hard time to prove herself over and over and over again. So I was like, it would be a very interesting person to be like, J-Lo tattoos, yeah? I gotcha.
And let's not forget, she makes being 50 look so exciting. So can't wait to be 50.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Lorena, thank you so much for joining me for Una Conversación. This was so much fun.
I really hope so.
You were already so amazing on social media, but you were 10 times more amazing in person. I'm so happy we got to do this together. And
thank you.
I can't wait to see what you do next. The world is yours.
Yes. Let's see what we had in 5 years. Let's see what we had.
Let's go circle back.
Let's see what we had in 5 years, and we would know.
Oh my gosh. Thank you everybody so much for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.